camera is not straight. Oh, I think that's better. Alright. How's it going, YouTube? This is Kumo, and today I'm going to be talking about addictions. Puff Cheetos. I haven't had these in a long time, and they're so good. I've had one today, and I have a bag of 6 right here, which I will be eating probably after the video, but maybe during the video. But let's talk about addictions. Addictions is something mental, but it can cause physiological changes throughout the body. When you have a stimulus, it can be Cheetos, it can be drugs, it can be exercise, it can be pretty much anything that you have a craving for. It can lead to imbalances of neurotransmitters, so basically chemicals within your body. Neurotransmitters are chemical signals that nerve cells will send to each other, and basically it's just an electrical charge that tells your brain different things when you're happy, when you're sad, and when you're addicted to something, you are receiving pleasure from this thing. So if I keep eating Cheetos all day, every day, I'm going to get used to 6 Cheetos, and I'm going to need 8 Cheetos, and eventually it's going to be 10, then it's going to be 30, and then I'm going to be eating a whole bag of Cheetos a day just to get the same pleasure that I did for 6 Cheetos. So it can be a destructive action if you're addicted to something. I'm not addicted to Cheetos, but I do find them really good. I can tell you one thing that I know for sure I'm addicted to, and people are gonna laugh and people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm addicted to exercise. This is not a medical diagnosis or anything, but I have withdrawal symptoms when I do not exercise. Even if I usually exercise 5 to 6 days a week. I usually have at least one day off from exercise. This is planned exercise. This is not like I go to my job and I move around for 7 hours. I'm talking about on top of all my daily physical activity, I like to have planned exercise. It's not just something for my body, it's something for my mind. Exercise for me as a relaxer and a de-stressor. But when I don't exercise, I will develop a headache, and they will be mild to severe headaches, and it's usually when I'm just sitting around doing nothing. This morning, I usually exercise in the mornings, but today I did not exercise in the morning, and I planned on exercising after I picked up my sister from school, which is around 3-ish, 4-ish o'clock, depending on what time she gets out. I had breakfast. It was 2 hours, maybe 3 hours after I ate breakfast, I started getting a headache. And maybe it was because the amount of food I ate, but I think I ate enough food for there to be enough glucose in my system. Maybe it is just the lack of movement. There's not enough oxygen and nutrients going to my brain, and maybe it's just a signal for me to move around so I can get oxygen to my brain, to my muscles, to my body. But I'm not too sure about that. Maybe it is an addiction to exercise and I have a problem. Most people I don't know if they would wish they had an addiction to exercise, but most people wish that they exercised more. And I guess you can say it is kind of like a drug for me because I really enjoy exercising. For example, today I strength trained. So what time did I start? Probably around like 4:30. Strength training for maybe an hour ish, and then I told my sister we would go bike riding. So we went bike riding. That was probably another 40 ish minutes, and I came back and I didn't do biceps. And today is a back emphasis day, so I did biceps on top of that. So from warm up, strength training, bike, biceps, and then stretching, I was probably just over 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe 2.5 hours, but usually it's not longer than that. That's enough exercise for that day. Tomorrow I'll do cardio before I go to work, and work is cardio in itself. That's 8 hours of very moderate or very light to moderate cardio, but it's not planned exercise. For me, it has to be planned exercise. But if you do have an addiction to anything, I would seek medical help. Don't, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose any illnesses. Go get help for addiction. It can lead to it can be a spiraling downward motion in your life, which you do not need. But try to exercise your willpower to avoid the substance or the Cheetos. Just try to exercise your willpower and kind of slowly wean yourself off of a negative addiction. You can be addicted to something positive and it still not be positive. So if you feel like you have an addiction, talk to someone, a friend, family member, see what they think about it. My friends, my family, not all of them, but most of them think I exercise a little bit too much, especially my parents, and that's not something all parents can say. And friends think I'm crazy for the amount of exercise. Our coworkers especially, they'd be like, "What, Jesse? What are you gonna do after work?" I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for like a 6 mile run, or I'm gonna go strength training." And they're like, how do you have so much energy? Like, you're crazy, man. You should just rest. And I'd be like, no, that is resting to me. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.